Maybe it's here.
I'll use Bruce as a good example. Okay.
Okay, maybe this is where the actual conversation starts, because whatever they were talking about before was insufferable. Let's see if this is even worth talking about, this whole situation where like this Bruce guy got banned for being a bad boy. Let's see.
Bruce saying is ban worthy. Bruce saying crackers is not, in my opinion, and I will definitely defend that. Okay? I mean, that's a hill that I've died on.
Okay. Well, they I mean, it's really just simple. Twitch just said like, hey, we don't want any anti-white, we don't want any type of racism or prejudice. It's really not that. That's it. That's what they're saying. Yeah, we can have like the big systemic argument, like, yeah, white people don't get hit by systemic racism. Okay, fine, who cares? It doesn't matter. Individually, like, you shouldn't be promoting hate. That's what it is. If you operate with the version of it being racist, that you can't be racist to white people, it's still prejudice, still not good. They made a stance against it for Hasan. It's that simple. Like, you know, who cares? Okay. I don't think a lot of people are super offended by the word, but the reality is the intentionality of the word is to try to like put down white people, and so that's it. And Twitch is saying like, oh, we probably should just cut it ahead. It's not really about if people get offended. It's about the intentionality of being hateful, and like we shouldn't allow that to happen to white people on the internet or anybody for that matter. It's pretty basic. Who cares? Okay.
And that's a hill I will continue to fucking die on. I don't give a shit. It's ridiculous. Okay. But sure. Yes, if Bruce got banned for saying like, you know, people should kill themselves or whatever, yeah, you know, we've all been there. We've all wanted to say that to someone. I know I certainly have. That part, that's justifiable. It's a justifiable ban. That's a rule that like everybody understands and is well established on the internet as a terms of service violation. Cool. Okay. I personally, as a white person, still utilize the saltine snack sentiment regularly.
But you got to say with an A. You have to say cracker. You can't be throwing out the hard R, bro. Okay. Hasan's just a self-hating white person because he wants the validation of black people. That's really all it comes down to. That's what it comes down to, bro. There it is.
Let's talk philosophy. Okay. I don't give a fuck about that word. I can give a fuck. Okay. I come from French Canada. Okay. Listen. People used to come down on the internet, and I didn't know what the fuck it meant. You know today? You know today? I still don't know what the fuck it means. You know what? I don't give a fuck. I'm not offended by it. But I think if you look at it in a more analytical way, what is the true root behavior of saying that word? Where does it come from? Right? In my opinion, it's from diminishing somebody for the color.
Wait, it's coming from trying to hurt white people, but there's no historical context because we're the best, right? That's it. It's that intentionality of being disrespectful. It's not really that deep, you know. That's all it really comes down to. And you probably shouldn't use the word. That's it. It's not really this huge thing. But okay.
Their skin, straight up, right? I think that the root behavior here is a problem.
It's like Karen.
That's it. Nah, I don't agree.
Maybe.
No, Karen, a guy can be Karen, a girl.
I think the word Karen, I don't think it's white exclusive, honestly. I mean, it's generally referred to white people, I guess. I don't even think so. We usually just call somebody who's an obnoxious person a Karen. Mostly a woman. But I guess men sometimes. Okay. I wouldn't say it's like Karen, but okay.
A rat, a cat can be a Karen. Anything can be a Karen. I think that the root behavior is a problem, not the word itself, what it means. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't think that people are saying the word Karen to be put down like a... I don't think that they're saying Karen as a way to put down women's or white people specifically. I think it's just like an annoying, like overly sensitive person who complains about shit that they don't need to complain about. Whereas like when you use the word cracker, you're trying to diminish. You're trying to get a rise out of white people. You're trying to upset them. Like I said this before. Like if I make up a word like a clunker, damn, sounds racist, and it means you know, it's comparable to another racial slur against non-white people. You would be like, yeah, that's a slur, right? Like everything's a social construct, guys. Okay, slurs are a social construct. Anything could be a slur if we assign that value to it. All right, that's pretty much what it is. It's not that deep. It's that simple. They don't want it on their platform. I can respect that from Twitch, and that's it.
Wait, do you have the same smoke for? Wait, do you have the same smoke for Karen?
Well,
or no?
He just explained why he
Karen
doesn't.
Karen is a descriptive of behavior.
The white lady or
it can be a cat. A cat can be a Karen, literally.
What?
Bro, yes. No, bro.
It's
Karen and Cracker are identical because it still captures the actions of a particular person. You're still solidifying.
No, okay. It's like calling somebody stupid. Karen is like calling somebody dumb. but they're overly sensitive. Like all that Karen really means is that you're like overly sensitive. You're pearl clutching. That's all it means. It has nothing to do with anything other than that. Like it's not like a racial fucking pejorative, guys. That's it.
You're still identifying a group of individuals, specifically women. Okay,
that makes sense.
You're still stigmatizing and identifying a group of individuals. You can't say like when you call a man.
There's no
a white man behaving in that same manner, and you say, "Oh, that's a Karen." It's no different than utilizing the term cracker against no matter who.
No, it's you just know that it's not. The Karen is about the behavior. A cracker is about being racist to somebody. But okay.
Who you're talking about?
I will let you in that. I will forfeit this point entirely. Let's move on to another point. Here's another point of attack.
The reason why I think it's important is because it's about the action.
Fair enough. You win this one. Here's another one. Sometimes
the intentionality of using Karen isn't to put women down. It's to say that somebody's overly sensitive. The intentionality of saying cracker or the N-word is to try to specifically try to put somebody down based on their race, not their behavior. That's all it comes down to. It's like calling somebody stupid. That's all it is. We shouldn't ban the word stupid. Okay. So.
Don't make videos about a male Karen. Oh, dude, that's a male Karen. Do you think that this applies in other contexts? As if, let's say, you're black or white. There's people say, I know that sometimes people are mixed. People sometimes say, yo, this black-white person.
You mean a black cracker? That's what you're saying? Yeah, there is. Yeah, that does work. Except there's also a separate term for it anyway, which I will not be saying.
Oh, so if you're acknowledging that there's a separate term for black cracker, you're saying the N-word, then you're comparing the N-word and the word cracker. So Hasan just instantly owned his own argument. Wow, incredible.
Yeah, there's a separate word for that shit.
Okay, so you're acknowledging
the word for it, yeah.
So then you're acknowledging that at the very least, obviously they're not the same, right? Because black people face like a whole history and shit. But you're acknowledging that there's the similarity that it's used to put down like black and white people, or black people versus white people, or white people versus. You understand what I'm saying? So you're acknowledging that the word should be banned by this logic. Okay. Cool beans, guys.
Okay. From what I understand, when you be a Karen, you're like a overly zealous, offended person who yells a lot and complains about the most mundane shit to make everybody's day worse. And you can be a guy, a girl, an animal. You can be an alien and still be a Karen.
xQc,
if this doesn't apply, if this concept
what do you mean, like an illegal?
doesn't apply to race or ethnicity.
No, it doesn't.
It's referencing a white woman though.
No, it doesn't.
Old white lady. Yes,
no, it does.
No, bro. That's where it gets.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does, my nigga. That's where it came from. That's why people say it.
That's why they say Karen.
It started with white women, and if by the logic you're maintaining it as just like basically a slur against white women, sure, why not? But it now just means somebody who's overly sensitive. Like that's what it's evolved down to. Like if you're asking me if you're asking me to do this comparison, like I would be more comfortable. Damn, if I ban Karen and cracker, then who cares? I mean, who gives? I mean, I don't really care, but like the weird justification of I don't understand of like this weird shit. Nobody says the word cracker in a respectful way, right? Karen is just an overly annoying person. So
right, and not a different name. But listen.
What word are they talking about than the N-word? They're not talking about the word what? He's referring to the word cunts. What do you mean? Why would he be referring to that word? They're talking about what are you talking about? They said the N-word. What?
Cracker in the same way is identical because it's talking about a person who is completely oblivious to the racial dynamics in America. That's where that comes from. It's a white person who is oblivious to racial dynamics and system.
No, it's not. It's a white person. That's not what a Karen is. And if it was, then by your logic, that's not like a pejorative. Karen would be somebody who's ignorant to systemic racism. Karen is just an obnoxious fucking person who is pearl clutching. The weird terminally online, like this is why I hate fucking debating. Like what a like we know that Karen is just like making fun of somebody for being too sensitive, and we know that like there's an intentionality behind the C word, like or cracker, and that's it. It's not that deep. Like just stop crying like a little bitch and just like stop saying the word. It's not that fucking deep. Holy shit.
Systemic racism in America. So it is literally identical, and it's in Wikipedia too. Like Karen is a slang for a white woman perceived as entitled or demanding beyond the scope of what is normal. The etymology of the word cracker derives from whip cracking, right? As like a slaver. So it's still even in and of itself. Like when you say cracker, like.
But then, by that logic, you're calling somebody like a slave driver as a white person for what? No reason? Isn't that like that's just all you're doing at that point is like saying like if you're calling somebody that, you're saying like all white people are slave drivers by that logic, no? So like Isn't that just saying that like they are eternally doomed to fucking take on the sins of the people who've done, like, by that logic you're calling white people cracker. You're just saying that like they are basically supporters of racism and they are actual slave drivers, and like you're just boiling all white people down to like the worst time in history that a white person did something and blaming the acts of their ancestors on them. Wouldn't that be just like if some like fucking some guy, like black guy, robbed a store and then you blame the kid for robbing the store? Like, what's the difference? I don't really like why the justification? Like, why can't we have intelligent conversations about systemic racism and also not justify like hating white people? I don't understand. Or like it's cringe. It's dumb shit. This whole thing is like just such a terminally online conversation.
Like, you're still giving power to the person that you're technically calling a cracker.
I'm getting tired of your argument because I can dissent your argument and obliterate it. Okay. This is the
conversation is so dumb.
What does it mean exactly according to the science? Is this how we use it in society? Is this how people use it? Absolutely fucking not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Wait, what? Yes, it is.
Karen really came from seeing a bunch of white ladies complain about black people for no fucking reason. That's when people really started saying it. Calling the cops on black people for like walking down the street in their neighborhood.
Okay, but that's not an inherent white quality. What you're saying is that like a Karen. Okay, let's say that is true. A Karen's just like a white person that's like unjustifiably targeting black people. Okay, that's not generally boiling down or diminishing all white people. It's just diminishing like a certain amount of like dumb fucking white people that complain about like shit. So like nobody uses it like that anymore. But even if that's true, that's seismically different from just calling somebody like this whole fucking conversation is so dumb and terminally online. Like, this is so stupid. Like, holy fuck. Like, do you guys have better things to do that are actually productive conversations? Like, hey, let's justify like trying to be just like fucking discriminatory towards white people, because like that's probably the best way to like start your advocation for any group, is to like just justify hate of another group. It's just fucking boring. It's just so terminal. It's so stupid. There's nothing like, this is like a waste of a fucking conversation and an argument. Like, this is the definition of like entitled fucking like individuals on Twitch that have nothing better to do but like harvest content from like the dumbest fucking conversations online. Like, it's just stupid. Like, this whole thing is just fucking dumb. Like, I'm losing brain cells engaging with this. Like, this is where your advocation for black people like centralizes around, is just justifying hate to white people. Do you think that it helps the movement in any capacity, or just being a dumb fuck? It's just like childish. Like, who cares? Good, ban these people. Who fucking cares? This whole thing is stupid as fuck. This entire conversation is just so dumb. It's just so fucking dumb. Like, holy fuck. Jesus Christ. I don't even want to keep watching this.
Karen, because it's a basic, average white woman name.
Yeah,
so that's
whatever,
why they said Karen, and then they started applying that to things.
And then how we use it now is to describe this behavior you're talking about, right?
Yes, but it's
which doesn't only apply to white and black people. There's other potential people out there. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, it's the same for cracker as well. Which
there's other people out there in black and white.
No. Listen. It literally is utilized in the identical capacity. A Karen is someone who is entitled.
What? Okay,
calling a manager. It's a set of actions, and it also still maintains like a level of power within it. When you're calling a fucking manager, the manager listens to you. So like ultimately, they're still giving power to that person in that regard. There's still systemic power within a Karen. This is like very difficult to do.
Anybody gets power to someone who's yelling and being...
It's difficult to describe because what you're saying is stupid, and like you're just making things up on the fly just because like you want to seem like you give a fuck about black people. Like I don't like what this is. It's just dumb. Like, what's happening right now?
Cracker, but when you use the word cracker, which by the way, like, I think it gets overused and becomes cringe, especially when like you got young angry Zoomers who are like, oh fuck every cracker or whatever, and then people go like fucking over the top and like lose their mind and they say this is so racist. Like, it turns into like a fucking Fox News news cycle for some goddamn reason. But it is the exact same thing. It's an entitled white person, right?
No, it's
an entitled person who is oblivious to racial dynamics in the country.
No, it's not. That's you're making up these terms. You didn't say that once when you got banned for that, using that word before. You just like to say, you can't be racist to white people. This is a new argument that he's formulated after months of like, because he got banned on Twitch. Here's the reality. You know what I've heard from plenty of people is that the N word just means a lazy, stupid person. That's exactly what they're doing right now. They're just starting to reformat the word. Like, by that logic, let's just do that too. Oh, the N word's just a lazy person. I've heard so many people say the same thing. That's all he's doing. Well, actually, a white person is actually a crackers if you do these this certain set of conditions. Bro, just stop. That's not what it is. You're changing. You want to change the definition to justify the use of like a fucking dumb word. Like, who cares? It's really not that deep. But like, holy fuck, this is stupid.
Okay, Sam. So you're refusing the existence of a male Karen then, or a black Karen, or
that's not the point though.
It's very important. It's very important.
It's not.
I don't know how much longer
it's very important because then it disintegrates.
How you use it. No, I think the root of the word and where it started from is important.
No, because then it disintegrates
the root of the word cracker is just to like it's basically tell all to tell all white people that they are like slave drivers. That's all it is. You literally just said before it comes from cracking a whip. That's all it is. Just stop. This is boring.
It's only
meaning changes too, by the way. Obviously, it evolves.
Well, whatever it evolved or not, it's still the way it's used, right? Right?
I'm not understanding.
Whether that's the definition, whatever that's the definition or not, it's still how it's used that matters the most. The same way that you could say oh my god, I don't want to.
You guys, if I decided to use the word bungus as a racial slur, like you would say that we should probably ban that word. Like, okay.
Territory. Same way, I'm not gonna go there. But you get it though, right? It's how the word is used.
The reason why you have to say male Karen though kind of proves the point that like what you're describing quite literally is about a white.
I think I'm just tapping out of this like absolute dumb fuck conversation. Like it's just brain rot at this point. It's stupid. Like this whole conversation is so dumb. Like this is what people want to spend their time doing online is like unironically debating this word. You're just so desperate to use like a hateful word. The reality is people like to use words because it makes them feel powerful. That's for every single word under the sun. Some people were doing it with the word cracker. Obviously, there's no historical context there, but that's the whole justification. It's like I could basically say prejudice shit to white people because there's no historical context. Blah 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 blah. It's just like it's childish. That's where your advocation lies in, is trying to shit on white people and justifying that shit. Like God bless, but like that's why people don't take your struggle, like these struggles, seriously. It's because like there's more time spent on justifying whether or not the word cracker is a racial slur than there is on actual advocation for fucking people. Like it's boring. Spend time like more productively. It's dumb. Who cares? This is boring. I'm over this. I'm gonna like it's just I have brain rot. This is a dumb conversation.
I want Papa Gut to pee on my face, but just as a friend. There's nothing weird about that. I want him to pee on my face.